How rich is the Great Dane today? Gus Hansen's bio, poker career, and net worth coming up. Gustav Hansen is one of the most interesting personalities in the poker industry. This Danish player has a really notable career on the felt. He owns one WSOP gold bracelet and has 3 titles in the World Poker Tour. There was a time when his accomplishments were astonishing for an average pro player, and that got him into the list of the most promising and the richest. Now, what is his bio, what happened to him, and what is Gus Hansen's net worth? And that's exactly what we'll cover today. Disclaimer, this is a question that no one can answer with 100% certainty except for Gus himself. We can only assume his approximate net worth based on various sources that we've read or heard about. Quick note before the video starts, if you're a beginner or an enthusiast who wants to improve their game, then check out our top recommended poker resources in the description box below. Remember that while practice is great, it is important to constantly learn and improve if you wish to become a winning player today. Again, all the links in the description box below. Now back to the topic at hand. Gus Hansen's bio and personal life. He was born into a Danish family and is the eldest son of the family. Gustav didn't go to a regular elementary school, rather his formative years took place in their home with his mother and Aunt Elise being his teachers. He's always been disciplined to study well academically, and he happily obliged. When he was a teenager, his parents gave birth to 3 other siblings, a boy and 2 girls. Due to the large age gap, Gus was already old enough to take responsibility over them, so he helped his parents feed his siblings and put them to sleep when they had night jobs. During his free time, his father would teach him how to play backgammon, and together they discovered the most effective winning strategies that helped Gus hone his gaming skills. The young lad loved the game a bit too much that he even organized a school club dedicated to learning backgammon. They would also have school tournaments for the game back then. More importantly, before becoming a pro on the felt, he was already a world-renowned backgammon icon. His skills and foundation in this game might have played a huge role in him becoming a poker superstar. Like Liv Bory, he was not only a good player, but he also did well academically. He's more into mathematics and he's great at it. This academic excellence landed him several scholarships and got him into UCSC, the University of California, Santa Cruz. Gus Hansen's poker career. The Great Dane's first encounter with poker was when he was still in college. His classmate hosted a series of Texas Hold'em games and they taught Hansen how to play. He was quick to learn the game and pick up some great strategies which made him the winner that same very night. As a first-timer, his friends were rather surprised. Since he had to move back to Denmark to fulfill his mandatory military service in 1995, he wasn't able to join any other poker games, but he did practice with his fellow soldiers during breaks. Gus's dedication has allowed him to polish his skills even while in camp. When he was dismissed from service, he then started joining real money tournaments. The turning point for his professional poker career was when he won during the 2002 WPT 5 Diamond event, where he raked up huge winnings amounting to $550,000, and that was just the beginning. Several months later, he also became the champion of the World Poker Tour No Limit Hold'em event. He won a whopping $530,000 that time, which undoubtedly made his bankroll grow even bigger. Sometime in 2003, he was able to build his own online poker room, which he eventually sold for $15 million because he barely had time to manage it. This is because Gus Hansen's poker career was at its peak during those years, winning back-to-back tournaments here and there. He took the biggest leap in his career by joining the 2005 Invitational Tournament for Poker Superstars. Though the stakes were high and his bankroll wasn't that much back then, he joined head-on. He competed against other famous folks like Phil Ivey, Eric Seidel, and Doyle Brunson. In the early 2000s, he was also invited to guest on the high-stakes poker TV program to play with poker celebrities, including Barry Greenstein and Antonio Esfandiari, and he beat the all-famous Daniel Negreanu. The pot with Hansen's quads versus Negreanu's full house had earned him another $500,000 in cash. But a few years later, Gus started challenging himself by doing online poker tournaments, which he did not anticipate to be a lot harder than live tourneys. Because of this, his accumulated losses reached an all-time high of over $20 million. With those downtimes, he decided to take a few years off and live a normal life as an accountant and as a backgammon player. In 2016, however, he shocked the world by announcing that he would go back to playing in live tournaments and that he was ready for action again. And indeed he did. The last recorded tournament that he cashed was in WSOP's main event in 2019, where he won over $20,000. Which leads us to the next section. What is Gus Hansen's net worth? There's no doubt the Great Dane has amassed millions of dollars in tournament winnings, but of course we'll have to consider his significant losses during his entire career. With that, his net worth was down to approximately $10 million, and at the time that certainly was sizable enough to earn him a spot in the list of the richest poker players. So far, his 5 best cashes are as follows. Second place, WPT 5-Star World Poker Classic in 2008 for $1,714,800. First place for the Aussie Millions in 2007 for $1,200,000. First place Poker Superstars Invitational in 2005 for $1 million. First place WSOP One Drop Mega Satellite in 2012 for $1 million. And third place Aussie Millions in 2012 for $823,579. It's important to note that despite his meteoric rise, we also witnessed the biggest downfall, where Gus Hansen became the second biggest losing player in online poker, losing $21 million in a span of a few short years. He basically became broke and had to get a regular 9-to-5 job as an accountant. Now, besides poker tourneys, how did Gus Hansen make his money? That's a topic for another time, so I want you to tap that notification bell because that's exactly what we'll cover in one of the next few videos that you won't want to miss.